Today, we're up at Snetterton for round number 4 of the Roadsports Championship in the mighty Mazda 2. In the last video up at Anglesey, the new 1.6 engine was properly tested in both the Roadsports and the 2-hour Club Enduro race, where we achieved our goals of beating the Team Pandemonium Panda and getting the car to the end. This time out, the only goal for us is to beat the B car. However, with the B car finally getting some upgrades and the A car still lacking power from the new power unit, this is going to be harder to do than said. So sit down and let's get to the paddock at the start of the day. YouTube, and welcome back to another video where today joining us at Snetterton for round 4 of the 750 Motor Club Championships. And of course we are here in the Mazda 2 that is behind us in the garage. Obviously last time out we were racing, we were at Anglesey, the team got the new 1.6 engine in it, and I had a thorough testing in the 45-minute round 3 Roadsports and the 2-hour Club Enduro race, which shredded the tyres, completely broke the exhaust and everything else. But luckily the car's back up and running, so we've got new tyres, we're back on the AR1s, still on the front, so we've got brand new AR1s on. Yeah, the exhaust is fixed, obviously it helped getting drivers today last time to get a £200 voucher, so yeah, it really helped. There's a lot of noise happening behind me, there's a dyno right there, right next to our garage as well, so that doesn't help. So there's going to be 5 in our class. We've got the Adcocks in their BMW, we've got Chris in his MX-5, we've got Pip in his Nova, I'm not too sure who he's going to be partnered with. And obviously you've got me and Colin racing in the A car, then you've got Adam and Kevin in the B car. So 5 is in class. Obviously me and the 2 Mazda 2s haven't got success penalties, the other cars have. But with Snetterton being quite a fast track, very power friendly track, yeah, I feel like we might be on the down edge still, even with their success penalties. But we'll see how it goes. Obviously anything can happen in a 45-minute race. Looking dry at the minute, forecast that it might be raining, we're not too sure. But yeah, we're just going to go out and have some fun, just see what happens. And yeah, let's go and get into, let's go into qualifying, let's just see what happens. But before we get to qualifying, let's just go around the garage and just see what everyone else in the team thinks is going to happen in the race. Kevin, can we get a preview of how today's going to go?
If it stays dry, we're going to be last of the last because we've got about 6 horsepower per ton. Yeah. Shut up, you fuck! And if it's wet, then I reckon we'll be second to last because we may be able to pit a car in the wet. But apart from that, that's my professional racer information.
Bro thinks it's going to be the A car. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
What's he saying?
Kevin says it's going to be the A car if it's wet. What do you say about that? Can't go on like this, can it? It can. Neil, team manager, how do you think today's going to go?
We're going to have a cracking time. I mean, we're racing. What more do you want? It's going to be fun.
That's what we like to hear.
To win is also what we want.
If you beat the A car, not winning.
Okay, enough messing around. Let's get on track and let's get to qualifying. And here we go then, out on track for the first time today for qualifying. And as you'll see then, Colin's come out first, as he's elected himself to go out first, as we've got new tyres and new brake pads on the car, and they are going to need bedding in for the first couple of laps. Now Colin doesn't feel very confident on his track, so he's elected himself to go out first to bed the tyres and brakes in, and then give the car over to me halfway through qualifying to hopefully put in a competitive time to try and beat the B car, as we've got this 1.6 power unit in and we feel like it's not as quick as the B car, especially with the B car getting upgrades, so we really need to utilise the corners and hopefully try and maximise every bit of horsepower that this A car's got. Now for reference, the quickest time we did last year was a 2:33.6 on the old 1.5 engine, and Colin's first flying lap comes in at 2 minutes 40, so there's definitely time to find. But as Colin's out there, we're preparing to get ready in the garage. Right, so Colin's out now then. We're about to get ready to go out. First lap coming in at 2:44, but I believe he's only just warming up tyres for now. Hopefully we'll get a bit quicker. Like I say, there's only 5 of us on today, so the main aim really is to beat the B car. My main aim is to see if I can beat Colin's time. I should be able to. I know he's taking it pretty easy on the new brake pads and tyres, so if I don't beat him I might be worried. But yeah, we'll just see how this one goes. And with Colin coming down the start finish then to complete his final flying lap, and that lap comes in at 2:39.2. So like I say, last year's time was 2:33.6, so we've definitely got some time to find. Here comes Colin in, coming around for the final time. Let's see what time he gets for me to beat. As I'm presuming, yeah, he's going to be pitting in this lap. So we're going up one more time. I've got about 10 minutes to do some work. And my time to beat is a 2:39.2. Okay. And so sounding a little bit worried then, not knowing whether that slow time has come from Colin just taking it easy on the tyres and brakes, or whether the 1.6 engine is really that slow compared to last year's 1.5 engine, and of course the B cars at 1.5 engine. But of course, with 9 minutes left on the clock, it's now time for me to get in the car. Because this is quite a long track, 9 minutes isn't going to get me a lot of time at all. It's going to get me an out lap and possibly 2 or 3 flying laps. But of course, the first job to do is to make sure that we exit this pit lane safely, something that not a lot of people can do, even in the high classes. And with not long left on the clock, this outlap needs to be pretty important, and I need to find out where the limits are of the car straight away. As we come to turn number 3, then you see then the back end almost wanting to snap out. But while all this is going on then, the B car is pitting in as Adam's swapping over to Kevin, and at the minute Adam's got the fastest lap out of all of us, coming in with a 2:37.7, and he's feeling pretty happy about it.
How'd it go?
Mate, all I can say is A-car, eat your heart out. Never been here before, quicker. Say no more. It can go on like this, and it's fucking brilliant.
So even though I didn't hear that, I took that personally, and my outlap comes in at a 2:40 dead, so we're only 3 seconds off the pace of the B car even after coming out the pits, so we know we've got some pace on our hands. Coming through turn number 1 then, we're going to leave it in 4th gear. We do get the corner done, but unfortunately the power just isn't quite there to pull the car coming into turn number 2, but as we look for that 100-metre board then, nice heavy braking coming into turn number 2. Now on the exit of this corner, we're going to try and use all of the curb on the outside, as there's no sensors there to pick up for any track limits. Coming into turn number 3, then we have that little snap then on the outlap, but this time then we're just going to brake a little bit before it, and we're just going to throw the car in. No upsetting the car this time, use all the curb on the outside, as we've got another long stretch of road for the Mazda 2 coming up to turn number 4, the second hairpin. Once again, looking for that 100-metre board, put it down into 2nd gear. Probably could have shifted up to 4th before coming up to that hairpin, but as we get through the corner then, once again using all of the curb on the outside with those track limit sensors there, so we're going to try and not go all the way to the outside. A quick little lift coming into this left-hander, and unfortunately for the next corner, that's where it goes a little bit wrong for me. Yeah, a little bit of a rare mistake on my part. Coming into the corner, I was trying to heel and toe, missed the accelerator, but instead of lifting the clutch, I just left it in, and the car just ran wide. However, even with that silly mistake, as we come through the start-finish line, we're going to get a quicker lap than everybody else to pull in a lap of a 2:35.5. So showing then that we've definitely got some pace in this Mazda 2, but I still want to go quicker than that 2:33.6 that I did last year, as I know I'm a much better driver than last year. I'm just hoping that the 1.6 can pull us along these straights. Now we've still got 4 minutes on the clock, so that should give us enough time to get 2 more flying laps in. However, the racing gods have decided something different. As with 2.5 minutes left on the clock, a red flag comes out down the back straight, which unfortunately does stop qualifying altogether. So unfortunately, I only got 1 flying lap in. Luckily, I did get my 3 laps, my out lap, my flying lap, and an in lap, so we are able to race.
Right, you've got to go to park there, mate. It looks like that's it.
Oh, that's the end of that then. That's annoying. 1 flying lap. Oh well. It is what it is, ain't it? It is what it is. Still went quicker than Colin, though, so I'll take that. After screwing up that corner. Oh, I was well annoyed at myself for that. But that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Right guys, that's the end of qualifying done. I managed to get 1 flying lap in.
which is a bit annoying. Wanted a couple more laps in at least to sort of get my eye in on the track properly. But yeah, still managed at 2:35, which was quickest out of the Mazda 2 lot. Yeah, so messed up that lap as well. I decided to try and heel and toe, missed the throttle and just kept the clutch in it. I don't know what, I really don't know why. But yeah, so slightly annoying, but I'm going to start the race, so I hope we should get a good few clean laps in anyway to definitely get my eye in and bring that time down from the 2:35, which is obviously slower than last year's, about 2:33. And obviously the car should have been slower back then, but yeah, but it's definitely quicker now, especially with the tyres. It was obviously last year running MRS, this year we've got the R1s on. I've also got Adam here as well, you can see in the background. Adam, how did the qualifying go?
Pretty well. I was the only one that was able to get any proper laps in because Kevin got unfortunate with the red flag. But yeah, no, first time in, I was able to put in a decent lap that was quicker than Collins, so take the win really. Even though he was more bringing the car in for you to absolutely go and smash it, but realistically, it felt good. There's a lot of places where I could brake a lot later and might improve a lot more, especially the first and second hairpins. But yeah, pretty good.
So yeah, we'll see what Adam said. Yeah, Colin, because we've got new tyres and brakes on, obviously we destroyed the tyres at Anglesey. That was due to a drop link apparently, just losing itself off, so it's really soft on the left-hand side of the car, which is absolutely shredding the tyres up. So yeah, so we've got new tyres at front, new brake pads, because they're also on fire as well once I bought it in after the Cup Enduro race. So yeah, so he was bedding them in. He said he was going to get quicker, but it was just the traffic just getting in the way. So but yeah, obviously race to go, 45-minute race, 1 minute mandatory stop in the middle, so it should be a good one, of course, like the standard races that we do. So yeah, I'm starting the race. Let's get to the assembly grid and let's go have some fun. Yeah! However, in between qualifying and the race, Neil and Colin decided to put a new back box on the car. I say back box, it's basically one bit of straight pipe, and to say it's loud is a bit of an understatement. But before we knew it then, it's time to get to the assembly area because it's finally time for the 45-minute race here at Snetterton. However, once we're on the green flag lap, the race start isn't going to go as we'd like to. As coming around Bommel then, you'll see on the left hand side, you can see one of the dark side Audi TTs absolutely stranded on the grass, and unfortunately that's probably going to cause a safety car.
Got BMW Compact against the Chris Fontana Mazda MX-5 in Class D as well. So there's still an awful lot to play for. Oh my goodness me, that's the number 6 Ryan Parkin Audi TT that has parked up at the side of the racetrack in the middle of this formation lap on the exit of the Brundle and Nelson complex. Now, will we have a delayed start for that?
I think we'll have to, unless he can get that car moved pretty sharpish. Yeah, I can see the...
And with the rules of this championship, if a safety car comes out after the green flag lap, unfortunately, it will run into the race time. So any second now, the race timer is about to start, but unfortunately, we're not going to start actually racing until a few more laps time, until after the safety car period. And 11 minutes into the race then, we're still under safety car conditions. Now the Audi TT has been lifted off the track and been put to the side, and the safety car has picked up the pace, so we all have a good feeling then that the next lap we are finally going to be under green flag conditions. And when we get to the back straight then, me and Kevin take this corner flat out, and well, we take the back straight flat out as the Mazda 2s aren't that quick anyway compared to the rest of the field. But I'm looking in my rear view mirror and I'm noticing then that the B car is starting to catch up to the A car in this straight line. So whatever the upgrades that the B car has, it's worked for them. They've got a quicker race car. Now I'm starting to get worried now because I'm in the slower of the two Mazda 2s, and around a track around Snetterton you want the quicker car. Kevin backs out then just before the corners, as obviously we are still in the safety car conditions, but very soon we're gonna go racing. And indeed, on the following lap, we finally go green flag racing. After 15 minutes under the safety car, we finally get to some racing action. And if you have a look in our rear view mirror, then you'll see that Kevin isn't behind us anymore. Literally a quarter of a lap ago, he was right there, but now all of a sudden either he didn't go very quick around the last corner, or we just didn't realise that the safety car was coming in. There's no comms in the B car. Unfortunately, we've left him in the dust because it just isn't there at all. So my job at the minute is to try and keep up with these two cars in front of us, which are C-Class cars. The rest of the D-Class field just seem to have wandered off. But just because we're pretty much on our own doesn't mean that there's not going to be any drama on this first proper lap. As we get to this Golf, then he's going to overtake us on the left hand side. We come around this corner, get a nice snap from the rear. Maybe there's a bit of oil left on the track or something, because there, the rear end did feel really slippy. But coming up to the second hairpin, and the Golf, for whatever reason, just completely slows down in the middle of the racetrack. At first I thought, oh, maybe there's a yellow flag that I've missed, but nothing. The green flag's waving. This Golf just slowed down, and I tried to take it around the outside, but it then just started speeding up again. It really frustrated me. Now, obviously, I lost no real time because of it, but if I was in a more, competitive position, that would have annoyed me even more. So yeah, a bit of a weird one for the first proper green flag lap. And now on to lap number 6, coming down the back straight, you'll see in our rear view mirror that we've got a Mini Cooper and an MX-5 behind us. Now, obviously this Mazda 2 with its 1.6 is just not really pulling at all. And down this back straight, it is an absolute killer. So this Mini actually qualified behind us, and now it must have just found the pace, or whether they're more confident on the track, but finally they're starting to actually use, the power that Mini has. It is a C-Class car, so it is a class in front of us. We've also got this MX-5 behind us then as well. So this is going to be a perfect example of, just because the Mazda 2 hasn't got the power, it doesn't mean we can corner it as well as the other cars. As coming around this final corner then, we're going to start catching up to the Mini, and we're actually going to start breaking away from the MX-5 behind us. Come up to the final corner, and it's a real tricky section then. These last two corners here at Snetterton, and it just shows them we've really caught up to this Mini now, and I must say the MX-5 just couldn't quite keep up with us. But down the start finish straight, because the MX-5 is also in a higher class, it's going to go straight past us. Now this next lap ended up being our fastest lap of the race, so I'm just going to run you through a lap of Snetterton in the Mazda 2. So as we come thundering up then to the first corner, we're in 4th gear now, but at the 100 metre board then we're going to shove it down into 3rd gear so we can allow to use all the power to guide us around this big right hander. Now we could have kept it in 4th, but I felt like it was a lot slower to keep it in 4th than it was in 3rd. Come up to turn number 2, look for the 100 metre board, slam on the brakes into 2nd gear, and we want to try and run the car out wide to use all the curb on the left hand side. Like I said in qualifying, there's no sensors there, so I want to try and use as much of that curb as I can. Turn number 3 then, we're a lot more brave now, just a little dab of the brakes to turn it in, and a slight lift off then mid corner just to try and rotate the car, as I felt like I was running a little bit wide, but we use all the curb then on the right as these A-class cars start getting past us. Coming up to the second hairpin, once again looking for that 100 metre board, slam it down into 2nd gear as we catch up to this Mini Cooper ahead of us, use the apex and run all the way to the outside of the curb once again. Use this Mini for a bit of a slipstream then, as it's going to be a slight lift into this left hander, try to get as close as we can to that tyre barrier, and we come into the corner then, we messed up in qualifying, but we're going to go down into 2nd, actually heel and toe this time, and get to the apex, as that's going to set us up very nicely for this back straight, as the next right hander coming onto the back straight is completely flat in the Mazda 2. Try and use the curb a little bit, you don't want to use too much as it upsets the car too much, and you don't want to go all the way to the outside of that curb, as that's where some sensors are, and we don't want to trigger the track limit sensors. But down this back straight then is an absolute killer for this Mazda 2. It takes for ages, it feels like you're on here for about an hour, but finally we come up to the bridge and look for the 100 metre board, shove it into 3rd, but then try and half throttle it around at half the corner, because it's going to be a very slow right hander just after that left. So into 3rd, slowly round that corner and shove it into second for the right-hander. Coming through Bommel then, it's completely flat. Use that little dip then as the car bottoms out and come into the final 2 corners. Now, I'm going to keep this flat until after the curbing, as you'll see. So we're about halfway around the corner now. We see the curb, keep it flat and then start lifting off, as this is where the car is going to start to unsettle itself. Down into second for the final corner, throw the car in, get it on 3 wheels, use all the track on the right-hand side as much as you can. And that is a lap of Snetterton in a Mazda 2 as we slowly once again get to the start-finish line to do that in a 2:32. And on lap number 9, we finally get the call to come into the pits. Now, luckily for me, I actually got quite a bit of seat time considering that the first 15 minutes were under safety car conditions. As well, this is pretty much the end of the pit window, so I'm very thankful for the team to allow me to have all that seat time, even though I was practically in the car for 30 minutes. Now, the stint itself was a bit disappointing. I was hoping to have a bit of a battle with the B car, but I just left Kevin for dust in that race, and I was hoping to at least keep up with that Mini Cooper with a bit more speed in the car, but unfortunately, the car just doesn't quite have that power. But as we execute a pretty much perfect pit stop, bang on the minute stationary that's required, Collins finally let loose then for the final 15 minutes of the race.
Right, there we go, that's my stint done. First 10 minutes on the safety car, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, I just couldn't really, speed of the car just didn't feel like it was there. 2:31 I think I got, 2:32. It was quicker than last year, but just not by a lot. I was hoping to get a bit more. I was hoping to get under the 2:30. Obviously that first 10 minutes would help us with the success penalties, but I just think the rest of the grid are so far ahead of us at the minute that it just won't really matter. So unless one of them takes each other out, then yeah, I think our best going to be 4th in class. But yeah, let's get back in the car, let's see what Colin's up to, let's see how his race goes, and yeah, I'll see you after.
And halfway through Collins' outlap, you'll see then that we've got the Mini Cooper behind us, so we beat it in the pit stop. So unfortunately, we're just going to have the same story that I had in my stint. As we get onto the back straight, the Mini's just got too much power for our Mazda 2 and it's just going to breeze right past us. We've also got our MX-5 as well that was behind me as well, but I believe he's lapping us. I don't actually think we beat him in the pit stops as well. And at the end of lap 16, and that is the end of the race as the checkered flag comes out on what was half an uneventful 45 minutes. At a weekend where the Beeb car really should have been fighting the A car a lot more than it was. Unfortunately, Kevin just couldn't quite find the pace in the car. Adam definitely had more pace in the B car than Kevin, but fortunately we're so far ahead at that point that the B car just had no chance to fight us. And like I say, we should have been fighting that Mini maybe, but just the car just doesn't have the power down the straights to fight it. But that's Snetterton, so let's get into the car and let's just debrief the race.
Right guys, that is the end of the race. So yeah, 4th out of 5th in class. Still ended up getting the fastest lap time out of all the Mazda 2s once again. Just a second faster than last year, which is a little bit disappointing. I think the most shocking thing as well is just how slow how much I've realised how slow the A car is slower in a straight line. Like coming down the back straight before the safety car came in at the start, the B car Kevin was catching up. I know it was under draft, but the A car should be so much more quicker than that B car. It was just a bit of a shock just to see Kevin catching up. Yeah, obviously I had a little, battle with the Mini. Obviously that B class car Mini managed to get in front of us down the straight. It's just so much more quicker. And yeah, I thought I could keep up with it in the corners. Lap times are pretty similar to the Mini. Just couldn't quite capitalise on overtaking it, obviously, to slow down the straights. Yeah, 4th out of 5th in class. But yeah, it's just a bit of a frustrating one, really, because, you know, I feel like the way I'm driving is I'm out driving the car now, but the car, I just can't physically get any more from the car, which is really frustrating to see. It's still 12 seconds slower than the top D-class cars. Like I say, they've lapped us, even with their success penalties, they've lapped us. So it's almost like hoping that they crash out to get a podium, or if it rains, I'll say, I don't know what that car's like to drive in the rain yet, because I've never done it, but it'd be nice to drive it in the rain. But yeah, that's Snetterton done and dusted. I don't think we're doing Silverstone for round 5. We might be, we might not be. But we're definitely in Donington for round 6, so I don't know what the next event that I'm going to be doing is. Yeah, that's Snetterton race. Thank you very much for watching YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and if you want to see more of it. And I'll see you in the next video.
It can't go on like this,
It can't go on like this, can it?
It can.